Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today, as it's the day after Chelsea have picked up 3 points at home for is it the second time in 15 games or something like that? Anyway, we picked up 3 points at home and now we've got to look to Man United on Wednesday for that game at Old Trafford. So keep your eyes on the build up to that, as I will be dropping the preview for that game tomorrow because we play on Wednesday. So it's all coming round fast. For the first time this season, Chelsea are going to have to play multiple games in the space of a week. Now that is December. We've got 8 games this month, right? So we're going to basically be playing 2 times a week for the first time. Yeah. Other clubs playing in Europe have been doing that since their European competition began. For us, it's now starting to kick in. So let's see if we can handle it. Man United Wednesday preview for that tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled. Now, in order to keep your eyes peeled, you've got to make sure that you're hitting the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. On top of that, smash the like button if you do enjoy this, and check out the socials on screen and in the description. All linked there. Thank you very much. Now, that's for tomorrow, the preview. For today, we'll get into the latest and what has happened. Now, there's most things that have happened today, and there's a couple of things that went down technically yesterday. So we'll get into that because Chelsea played yesterday, so that took all the focus. But we're also going to cover what actually happened. So let's start off with the repercussions of yesterday. Now, yellow cards, red cards at this point, white cards, black cards, orange cards, pink cards, purple cards. I don't know what colour card, but it's all coming to Chelsea and we're top of the table in terms of cards. Yeah. Now, we cemented that yesterday because we got more yellows and we got a red. So because of that, what could happen, and this is why we had a certain substitution yesterday, I think it's pretty clear, but what could happen now against Manchester United? Let's get into it. Enzo Fernandez and Raheem Sterling are 1 yellow card away from a 1-game ban. Lads, don't you even think about it. Our game on the weekend is Everton. Some people are going to look at Everton and go, they're 19th, or they're 18th, or they're in the mud. Listen, if it wasn't for their 10-point ban, they would be on par with us right now. In fact, prior to yesterday's kickoff, having played Brighton, they were ahead of us technically if they hadn't had their 10-point their 10-point deduction. They would have been on 17 points while we were on 16. And now that we've won, yes, we've gone up to 19, but Everton would literally be right there with us. So that goes to show how they're actually playing. They've won the same amount of games as us this season. So I'm not taking Everton lightly. If anything, I'm looking at them and thinking, hey, they are more hungry than they probably were before, because now they know they have to claw themselves out of a situation because of the 10-point deduction and a possible further deduction that might come later, because they are apparently still under investigation for another possible breach of Premier League rules. So that's something that might happen later. But Everton needs to win much more games than expected in order to give themselves a good chance of survival. So they're going to come all guns blazing. I am not taking them lightly. So I don't want any more suspensions. But if we're going to cover this point alone, I've seen some people say, because of the yellows and the reds, oh man, no, the Chelsea players, they need to stop tackling. They need to relax. Like, no, they got to step back and not go in as hard. No. You've got it the complete wrong way around. You've got it the complete wrong way. The solution isn't to go in less on the tackles. No. In fact, I would argue at times, much like yesterday, where we were trying to park the bus, yeah? And I said this on the watch-along when we were watching it. Go back and have a look. I was like, look, Brighton are getting through. They're getting through. If we don't watch ourselves here, we are going to concede again. Lo and behold, it was 3-2 and we did concede. But there was time for them to get another one. Parking the bus, like I said yesterday on that watch-along, is being able to tighten the spaces, be compact, do not let them through, and if they do whack a ball into the box, you clear it. That is parking the bus. They cannot get into any danger area within the box. That's parking the bus. You've parked the bus. You can't go through a bus. You got to try and go around it, haven't you? That's a bus. But if you've got a bus in front of a goal, you ain't getting near the goal. That's the whole point of parking the bus. You know, we weren't doing that. They were still getting through. And they didn't score the third, thankfully. But that was the case. So when we're looking at what we need to do, we don't need to go in less on challenges. No, we need to actually, I think, tighten up and go in stronger. But we need to have brains. We need to have a method to the madness. We got to have strategy. We got to think with our heads, not with our hearts. We've got to have some sort of understanding and control in what we are going to execute. You know, going in for a stupid challenge that doesn't get you anything whatsoever is reckless. But making sure that you are in the correct position at the correct time and knowing that you're going to time your tackle and make sure that it's going to be pinpoint and you're going to go in hard so he feels it, but you know you're going to get the ball. Exhibit A, Thiago Silva. That's a clear example. Look at him yesterday. His timing was perfection on his challenges. That is what we need to do. It doesn't mean go in softer. It means have more control in what you are going in for. But when you do go in, go in. Go in. Don't get barged off the ball and don't be weak and soft and like a sponge. No. So I've seen some people, they've got the complete wrong end of the stick. Complete. So I thought, let me clarify that. Our problem is our timing is wrong. We haven't got control. We ain't got awareness. All these sort of things we haven't got. So we're going in for reckless, stupid challenges without thinking, just going all guns blazing like a bull who's gone after red, you know. He's just, red, I'm going straight in. You know, that's basically what we're doing here. No, we need to think. We need to see, analyze, think, take your time, control yourself, and think in terms of what you're actually going to execute. And that's it. So we have to do that. And this is why I've mentioned it, because Pochettino now, I'm sorry, but for the responsibility is going to fall on you now. There has to be someone that needs to get a grip of this team in terms of this point alone, right? I understand in terms of standards and, you know, levels and all of that. Yes, that's not all going to be Poch. I understand that because technically what he's been dealt here isn't what is going to get him Champions League football. And I get that, right? But in terms of just, there's that sort of discipline and then there's this discipline which you can control. That is on Poch. Yeah, on the pitch, watching your heads, having control, emotional control, that is down to Poch. Poch is the one that needs to make sure that these players are in check. Yeah, so I'm keeping eyes on Poch now for this because this is getting out of hand. So there's that. That is in terms of the yellows and the reds, which we are top of the table of. Fantastic. Now let's look at a transfer rumour. Yeah, of course. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. You're going, Younes, is it another kid? Is it a kid? Of course it is. Here it is. Yeah, now confirmed by Fabrizio, one to watch. This is the tweet from Chelsea source who called this on November 9th, so fair play, nearly a month ago, saying Rooney Bardghji, I can't pronounce that name, we're just going to call him Rooney. The interest is true. I understand that Chelsea have had a long-standing interest in Rooney, not just that of recent. I expect this only to grow as of recent performances. If Chelsea managed to secure the signing, it would be as a dev signing. Right? So that is key there. Fabrizio then did confirm European top clubs are starting to move for Copenhagen's Swedish 18-year-old talent Rooney. He's under contract until 2025. Short deal making it an opportunity. Bayer Leverkusen, Juventus, Barcelona and Chelsea scouts have been tracking him. So look, this is going to be for the dev team. So that is the reserves. That's the team under. That's the under 21s, if you want to call it that. So yeah, there's not really much to focus on because that's a young player. It's for the dev team, and we've had enough of that. Fair play. He might be a top talent. He might be a wonder kid, right? Fair enough. But I'm done with talking about implementing kids into this team. In terms of the senior team, he goes into the dev. Fantastic. That is where he belongs. Yeah. Beautiful. That's why it's called development. That's why it's called dev. And I'm looking for us to be linked with some experience and some players that are going to come in and set an example, right? Some pedigree that we need in this squad. So that is what my eyes are looking for now in terms of now till January, because the January window isn't actually far, right? It's December 4th. So I'd like to think that we should be getting ourselves a little bit of head, right? We need to make sure that we look from afar and prepare and strategize and make sure that when January 1st comes knocking, New Year's Day, ding, ding, 2024, approach this player, approach that player, approach this player, go for that club. We're looking for your player. That's the one we want. We need to make sure that we identify some key pedigree and experience that can come in and at least steer the ship till the summer. That is what we need to do. Right now, we've not heard anything. I wouldn't be naive to think that we might not hear anything. But I'm telling you, we have to. We have to. If not, the season isn't going to go well. Simple. I've come to that now. A plus B equals C. 2 plus 2 is 4. It's as simple as that. Go and get some pedigree. If not, we will be mid-table again. Simple as that. Simple as that. So let's see what's going to happen. Now, talking about strategy and the people in charge, this is where I said that I'm going to refer to a couple of things that were prior to the game. This is one. So let's get into it. Here's what Todd Boehly had to say. He spoke at the annual lunch of Chelsea Football Club, where it's the annual lunch, as it says on the tin, where the owners, the current staff, all the players, ex-players, they all come together, some fans, they all come together for the annual lunch, and there's a presentation, and there's some players, ex-players that give a talk like Zola and Lampard did during this annual lunch. Very, very fascinating and good talk. And Todd Boehly said a few things. So here it is. We want to continue building on the success that the club has enjoyed over the years. Our mantra has not changed from the day that we became custodians of Chelsea Football Club. We want to win together and make you proud. On paper, yeah, that sounds great. On paper, that is what you expect to hear, yeah? But I'll be honest, I would have more respect if he was honest. What do I mean by that? He's not being honest. I would have more respect if he had actually come out and said, we've implemented a new model. We have our philosophy, and we are looking to turn the direction of the club in a way that we believe is going to be profitable in terms of success in the long run. And we want the backing of everyone at the football club. And our aim is to win, absolutely. And this might take a little bit of time, but we are looking to make sure that we protect Chelsea on every single level and make sure that we implement this model that is going to bring us success in the long run. Yeah. I mean, that is what him and his new owners and all that are trying to do. We want to continue building on the success that the club has enjoyed over the years is not true. It's not. And I've seen people look at this and go, oh yeah, no, come on, Todd. Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, no. We haven't continued building on the success that the club has enjoyed over the years because we've sacked everybody that brought the success to the club over the years. Everyone's been chopped. And look, this was the one thing that didn't sit right with me from the get-go, yeah? From the start, and I've said it, I was always going, no, okay, let's see what happens, let's see how this goes. But there was one key detail that I did say that didn't sit right with me, and I was skeptical about it. And that is him getting rid of everybody at once. Immediately, everyone got chopped. The manager got chopped. Everyone upstairs got chopped. All the staff got chopped. The medical staff got chopped. The dinner lady got chopped. The groundsman got chopped. The groundsman's son got chopped. I mean, it got to that level, and we were talking about it on this channel. The groundsman and his son got chopped. I mean, that is unreal. Everyone got swept. That's just nuts. If we're being honest, that's just nuts. But it's a common philosophy when it comes to American business. It is. And not just American business, but we're talking about someone that has been, not just him, Clear Lake, not just Clear Lake, but him, Mark Walter, who he has a key partnership with in terms of the LA Dodgers, the LA Lakers, and the LA Sparks. Go and look it up. They have the models that had worked for them in the United States, and they've tried to just come in and just sweep everyone and get what they think is going to work for them here. That is it. But continuing on building on the success that we've had is not true. So I think it's important to make that clear. Because we need to understand that, yes, everyone got chopped. You know, that's the truth. So Todd Boehly, I don't think he's being completely sincere here in his words. But he has to say this. We're being real. He has to say this. He's got nothing else to say. He has to say this. He has to say it like that. So I'm taking it with a pinch of salt. Now, Thomas Tuchel spoke. Good old Mr. Audi TT. I've not said that in a while. Mr. Audi TT, man. Oh, man. Good times. Here's Mr. Audi TT. Oh, I miss it. It's Thomas Tuchel. There are the big names, but there are also the quiet superstars like Gundogan, Mkhitaryan in Dortmund, Marquinhos and Thiago Silva in Paris, or Kante, Mount, Kovacic, Havertz at Chelsea. I learned so much from these players as a coach. They are as important as role models as they carry the team. On Kylian Mbappe, they are very demanding and full of talent. They have a big ego, which drives them forward. You need a good connection, otherwise you won't be able to convince them of your ideas. Now, I read this and I thought of Pochettino at PSG, and I remember how that went down with the egos and all of that, and it didn't quite work, right? And I think Thomas Tuchel is right here, and I think he suffered that at PSG as well, except for Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva, I think, was the only one that really stuck by him, and hence he came to Chelsea, and we done what we done. But there's something key to take away from this, because I know the Chelsea fan base are completely split, right? In terms of players that we have let go and whether we should have kept them, whether we shouldn't have kept them and whatnot, right? Do we think those players are good enough? Are they not good enough? I mean, Kante is Kante. He's exempt from this whole conversation. Everyone and their mother knows that Kante is world class and absolutely, mint. But in terms of the others, Kovacic, I know some fans that would be like, nah, Kovacic wasn't quite doing it, and he'd run his course. He brought what he could bring, and he's run his course. Mount and Havertz, it wasn't going to happen on those wages, right? On those salaries, it wasn't going to happen because they were asking for too much, and we need to bring players in that are going to be on low salaries. So there's a whole just divide in terms of what should have happened and what didn't happen and what did happen and all of that, right? I understand. But there's one key point here that Thomas Tuchel is alluring to, and that is those key players, those experienced lads, right, that are going to get you over some sort of line, that are at least going to, because we've gone in blind with all the young players that we've gone in blind. It's like we've gone into a poker game and we're blind. We have no idea what cards we've been dealt, and we're just hoping that what shows up on the table is going to go our way. That is it, right? But that is the risk, and it's a huge risk. And this is why now I'm emphasizing we need to change the strategy. This cannot be sustainable. Not in today's football anyway. People are talking about the long game and all of that. Mate, yeah, 15, 20 years ago, you could have argued that. 2023, there's too much financial consequences at risk, possibilities for you to be able to just go in blind and go, oh, I'll be all right in 4 or 5 years. No, that's ridiculous. So this is why what TT is saying here, players that, hold the core is key. Now, personally, I've got my look. Kante's Kante. Yeah, Kante's Kante, as I've said. Kovacic for me. I liked Kovacic. I at the time I understood in terms of salaries and all of that. That was it. The same applied to Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, right? It wasn't a thing with Mason Mount or Kai Havertz of, oh no, they've got to get out of the club. But it was just a case of, okay, if we're trying to bring down the wage structure, if this isn't going to go hand in hand, then we can get good money for this and then invest that money in players that are going to, elevate the levels. Well, right now we know that the levels have not been elevated. They just haven't. We had the assumption that they would. Right now we can see that the levels have not been upgraded, right? Maybe with time, players like Enzo, Caicedo, absolutely, because those are two players that I look at, even Conor Gallagher, but those Enzo and Caicedo, you look at and you go, yeah, with time, especially, they will. So there's too much quality there for them not to, surely, right? But in terms of the here and now and where we are, everything around them is complete inexperience as well. So this is the key. This is the problem here. We need to get in some players that are going to hold it down and lead the example for the rest of the team. So that is the latest in terms of TT. And it's nice to hear from him. Let me know your thoughts on good old TT. Talking about experience and whatnot, look at Newcastle. Yeah? They've had one injury. Well, not one injury. They've got tons of injuries. But Nick Pope done his shoulder in against was it against Man United? Yeah, against Man United. I was about to say against Chelsea, not against Chelsea, against Man United. He done his shoulder. He's going to be out for 4 or 5 months. Here's the latest in terms of their solution. Newcastle are considering a move for free agent David De Gea, reports the Mail. This follows on from Nick Post's lengthy time out due to a shoulder injury. Then we did get the breaking from Fabrizio saying David De Gea is open to a Newcastle move. And it's absolutely, I think, the right move for them. He's free of charge. I'm surprised David De Gea is actually still on a free. I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked. It's bonkers. How he's just a free agent lingering, not playing for a football club. So Newcastle, quick replacement, free of charge, David De Gea, absolutely, And I've seen some Chelsea fans online have said, you know what, why didn't we move for David De Gea? It's a good point. He's free. He's free of charge. But I know why. I know we wouldn't go near David De Gea. We wouldn't go near. Newcastle would. Because Newcastle will be willing to offer him the wages that he'd be looking for. We won't. We'll be like, can you imagine us going to David De Gea going, David, are you up for a £60,000 a week contract? He'd be like, I'd rather stay at home. I'd rather stay at home as a free agent. Thank you very much. Don't insult me with 60k a week. And this is the truth. This is the truth now. You're not going to get big players of a caliber if you're not willing to pay the money. That is just the reality. That's the reality. You can get lucky with players that are young and top quality straight away, and maybe you can try and get something done. But in terms of someone established who has been on big money, no, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. So David De Gea, Newcastle, yeah. We'll see what happens. I think he will go to Newcastle. So we'll see. Now, let's move to what happened yesterday very briefly before we wrap up. This was unbelievable. Yesterday, Tottenham and Manchester City finished 3-3. But there was an incident, right? Let's get into it. This is the incident. I'm going to show it to you here, right? I'll read and then I'll show you. This is the incident at the end of the game. Haaland was fouled, yes. But initially, after playing on, referee calls it back as Grealish goes through on goal. This is absolutely unbelievable. Haaland is dropped. The referee waves advantage there. Haaland has got up, or is it Bernardo Silva? No, it's Haaland. He gets the ball into Grealish and then the referee calls it back. I'm sorry, but that is criminal. That is criminal. It doesn't get worse than that. I saw that and I was like, I can't believe what I've just seen. I cannot believe what I've just seen. The referee has waived the advantage. The team have the advantage. They've played the Grealish is now in one-on-one and the referee goes, oh, he's one-on-one. No, you're not. Bring it back. What? You know what that said? The referee doing that, what did that say? It said that the referee saw that and go, no, I don't want you to score. That is the only thing that is possible here as an answer. The reason why the referee done that, the only logical reason is the ref did not want Man City to go and score. That is it. There's no other explanation. How can you do that? Advantage is played. He's in on goal. No. No, you're bringing it back. Foul. Like, what? That is outrageous. But again, this is why I'm saying it, because it's just the refereeing here is an absolute... I don't know what to say about the referees anymore, man. This is getting stupid. It's not even stupid. It's idiotic. It's gone beyond comprehension of the human brain. It's just outrageous, man. So, yeah, I felt for Man City in that situation, I'll be honest. Haaland was raging at the end of the game. He had a proper Drogba moment, and I don't blame him. I mean, yeah, he missed a few sitters during the game, but still, I would be fuming if I saw that and I know that, yeah, my team are going to go and score now. That's it. One-on-one, Grealish would have scored. Unless he done some next level miss, right? But he would have scored. I'd be raging. So Haaland was in every single bit of his right to go nuts. So there we are. And the last thing, but not least, is Sheffield United are expected to sack Paul Heckingbottom today. Former manager Chris Wilder is under consideration to replace him. Sheffield United, bottom of the Premier League, just 5 points from a possible 42. You know what that means? And I can't believe they've gone back in for Chris Wilder. But logically, they shouldn't have got rid of him in the first place, if I'm being completely honest. But anyway, now they're going to rectify their mistake. Fair enough. They're going to go and get Chris Wilder again. I think that's the right move for them. That is all they can possibly do. We got to play Everton on the weekend. Yeah, who's after that? Sheffield United. So, new manager bounce. Chris Wilder coming to the bridge. Long day. Anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. You know what's going to happen. Charity FC. Oh, man. Let me know your thoughts down below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one as we get into the preview for Chelsea versus Manchester United, or Manchester United versus Chelsea. I almost forgot who we played. But I'll see all of you tomorrow for the preview. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. Don't forget the socials. Thank you very much. And I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people, in a bit. Take care and peace.